Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy P Funk thinking right out here in my lab, and I'm in the book. We about to hit the part three to the myth of Ra and Aset. It's getting good. She was considered the first right thinker. Check this out. All right, let's go. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's always a message in my stories. For life, I give life lessons. You tuned into receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself or self-mastery. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get that together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. Yeah, that's what I do for you. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. Okay, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you, right? Think of know thyself and to Maya be true. We hit into part three of my myth of Ra and Aset. I'm showing you how Aset is getting what she wants to be her best self. This is how she became the most powerful goddess because she got the secrets. She learned the truth, the hidden truth, the absolute truth. Let's talk about it. Aset was able, right? Think of P. Funk's philosophy on the myth and Ra and Aset, part three, and it's titled Aset, the goddess of wisdom and truth. That's how she got it. This is how she got it. Let's go. She's the original right thinker. And it's in here. Aset was able to realize or have her own experience of what we call the highest truth. How? By practicing the spiritual disciplines of yoga, aka right thinking philosophy, and through the power of this yoga of wisdom, which relates to you acquiring spiritual intuition, spiritual intuitional knowledge. That's what she represents. And that's the power of the yoga of wisdom, which relates, I just read that, or intuition power now, and right thinking. She acquired spiritual intuitional knowledge by what? Practicing right thinking. And then she realized that she herself could attain the higher level of consciousness if she could discover the higher essence of Ra. Aset also developed the power, what we call dispassion. Dispassion means I'm not emotionally involved. If I got to do you, I'm going to do you with no emotions, no conscience. I'm going to do what I got to do, even if it's to you. I tell you that all the time, and I will. And also, she practiced detachment. She ain't involved that way. She gonna do what she gotta do, okay? And these are things that you take on with the physical world reality. She detached and had dispassion from the world, which allowed her now to turn away from human life, material things, okay? Material stuff, and form what we call from human life and from the astral plane of the gods and goddesses as well. The astral plane is where we go once we go to sleep, where we go when we go into meditation. That's next level. So she was now able to realize that she herself discovered the highest secrets of creation. And if she could unite the opposites which is in yoga, tantrism. That's between the man and woman coming together to have pleasure of the flesh to become one. Okay, in that philosophy, that concept. I don't practice that one. Okay, but through her devotion to what? To the truth. And by penetrating the inquiry of yoga of wisdom and yoga of meditation combined into Ra's essential nature, now she was able to direct all her attention, all her focus towards the divine, and now she was able to pierce the veil of illusion of the outer world of all objects in the physical world. Hold on one second. Excuse me. She was detaching from the physical world. And that's what you do. When you start realizing certain things, I don't need that. I'm not good. So you start pulling away. Okay. That's when you become what? Myself. Even though Ra gave her an answer the first time when she asked him his name, but she knew he was BSing her. She knew that this was only the temporal relative name. All right. So this right here is to me is fluff, and I don't like the fluff. So let's try to run down here to the next episode. No, I gotta give it to you. God damn it. I cannot. All right, let's go. So now her attainment of wisdom and her higher intuition allowed her to know that what he said was not the higher teaching that she wanted. She was being BS. Okay, she saw through it. Her discernment saw through the charade he was giving her. So Ra stated that he was the creator of gods at the two horizons, meaning east and the west, meaning all that exists within creation, including the god and goddesses. Therefore, even the knowledge of the gods and goddesses is what he called lower knowledge of time and space. Meaning this world knowledge means nothing. Okay. Oh, I know this, I know you don't know Jack. Okay. But she said, well, no, Ra has three forms. We know that. Let's talk about it right quick. He is the morning sun, that's Kepri. He come into being. The sun is dark. When he come into being, it's light. That's him. That's Kepri in the sunrise. And the creator of the day, right? He is also noonday sun, Ra. When he at his highest point, he's at his prime. He's at his best at high noon. Everybody know where's Horus? Look up. There you go. It's Ra. Horus is the spirit that we call God, which is us, Haru. All right. But the sustainer of the day, that's him. That second phrase. He is also the evening sun, or what we call the dissolution of the day, the ending, going down. What? Into the west, into the netherworld or the doo-wop, where he got to do work for 12 hours in the darkness and leaving us in the dark, where he got to go into the darkness. So these descriptions refer to the 24-hour cycle of a day. You break it down to 8-hour increments. The Masons teach you how to do that. But in a broader sense, they all refer to human life coming to the world crawling like the scarab on all fours. At your birth, at coming all fours, you crawling. Then you go to what? Walking upright and become full Ra in control. At the end, you slump over and get your walking stick. The phrase used to be, what walked on four, what started out on four, went to two, and ended up on three. Man, okay? That's the cycle of life. And that's what Ra shows you every day. So Ra sustains in individual's life from birth, showing you, giving you the same thing every day, all the way to adulthood, and then even to death. Okay? He also is the cause of the universe coming into existence from an undifferentiated primordial ocean, which is formless, boundless, and infinite. We call it the noon. Its sustenance over a period of billions of years. Now, I don't know who's keeping track, but okay. And is ultimately creation are relative because why? They are conditioned by what we call time and circumstances in the physical world. The real world is not physical. All right. But what is the nature of the entirety who sustains the entity who sustains those states but is not affected by them? Remember, he created everything out of himself. So it don't affect him. We can get billions of lifetimes letting life go. He don't add or lose nothing. That's what they said here. He is not affected by any change or any way. Who is the same in the beginning, in the middle, and at the end? This is the question which Aset wanted to answer to. That's what she wanted to know, the real you. Okay? And even though, watch this, one of Ra's years, a year for Ra are like maybe 125 of human years. So in the realm of time and space, remember, eternity and infinity immortality, there is no time. What is that as compared to eternity? Again, 120 years don't mean nothing. Blink of an eye. Okay, but that's for us to live through every day. We got a 24-hour cycle. We got to live that. But eternity don't keep track like that. Okay, eternity and infinity were Aset's real goal. She wanted to know everything and not the relativity and the temporary nature of creation, which is the physical world. Get where we're going with this? Hope you paid attention, okay? This is good stuff. Aset was after that which is absolute truth, which don't change, and not that which is perishable or fleeting. That's the physical world. That's the human life. Even a billion years as an infinitesimal speck as compared to what? Eternity. Years means nothing to eternity. Years means something to who keep track of what? Time. That's where we going. Please understand that. Where we go, there is no time. That's the difference. And you want to go there, that's forever. Until you get what you got going here, you ain't going there. So don't worry about it. Many spiritual people or many spiritual aspects, okay, and even the masses of people all accept the exoteric, that means the outer teachings, that means the basic philosophy of life as the higher truth. So y'all being bamboozled, like Malcolm tells you. But there is an esoteric, that's what I got for you. I got the esoteric philosophy, spiritual philosophy, which behind the myths that get you the esoteric or the inner teachings, the secret meanings of the higher teachings meant for only for those. It's meant for only for those who are ready to realize the higher truth for themselves. My man said, "What? You can't handle the truth. Ignorant people can't. Okay, they live a lie, and they believers prefer to live a lie than learn the truth. Why? They're more comfortable living the belief, and rather than find out the truth that they got to work for, they got to do something. If they just believe, what they got to do, just believe. So it's a free ride. And my mother said, broad is the road to what? Destruction. Ignorance is even broader. So it is possible for you to attain a level of what? Consciousness, aka enlightenment, within which you can now exist for a period equal to Ra's lifespan. What you mean? You become one with him. But even this is ultimately perishable, fleeting, and illusory. Why? Because it's all suspect, all conceptual. You don't know until what? It happens. And only those who happen to know that. Those who don't, won't. No harm, no foul. Okay? So when people who are seeking knowledge of self, self-knowledge, mastery, immortality is what you're going for. You want to live this life so that when it's over, you get to join Ra for eternity. We just broke it down, tell you what it is, how it is. So now the goal is what? For you get there. And she was hell-bent on getting there. She wasn't taking no shorts and she wasn't taking no lies for the answer. She wanted the truth, and that's what she got. One of their pictures, excuse me. So when people seek immortality in the realm of time and space here, or you believe that their religion, you think I'm a Christian, we God's chosen people. No, I'm so-and-so, we God's chosen people. When you believe religion or have knowledge, you believe religion or knowledge of the real, this world is real. One, or that their picture of God is also real. One, they are engaging in nothing but ignorance. Again, they are chasing after an illusion. Pay attention. In the various forms of the divine presented in all religions, all of them are not but nothing but symbols and reflections and readable facsimiles. Religious philosophy is only a concept. Again, I'm a conceptionist, so I understand concepts. It's all conceptual, theological. Okay, again, until what? You have your own experience. Now you know you can talk about it till the cows come in. Everybody talk about God, but until you have your experience, it's all what? For naught. Means nothing. Experience takes care of that. Gnosis. But it has only, y'all only have a concept. And the concept is to what? Help you, the individual, to turn your mind towards God. That's the purpose of religion, to teach you to God. I'll give you that lesson also. So, yeah, if you follow along, this is all rhetorical. But if not, your way to God is what? You practice religion. Go there, live right, live right. And God will bless you for living that way. And that's any religion you practice. They all get the same purpose. Philosophy, same thing. How you living? God recognized deeds, not damn religions. So again, you put your effort toward divine in the religions. You worship Jehovah, Allah, or Christ. Don't make a difference. But these are all symbols, and religions are concepts, are there to assist the mind, leading it to discover the higher transcendental reality. So all of them had the same intent. I keep telling you that. However, for those who are uninitiated, those who are unenlightened, those who are ignorant to their higher self, into the higher teachings, or ignorant to the higher teachings, and they will accept the myth on what? Blind faith. Now, they will be limited in what? In their spiritual attainment. If you believe something that's not true, I can't enlighten you. You already reached the limit. You got your belief set, and that's it. And I done talked to Christians who would rather not know the truth. I don't want to know. Okay, so I leave them alone. You can't force it. You got to let them be. And it's telling you, we already know this ain't just started. Okay, so you can't help them become spiritual, can't atone spiritual enlightenment. Why? They got their belief and they hell bent on a lie, so they done. They would be prone to egoism and ignorance, and they'd be making erroneous way of thinking based on their limited powers of the ego and their ignorance of their minds. And we call those lower desires. You're going to take care of you. You're going to do you. You're going to please you. You're going to make you happy. You ain't going to offer self-service. You're not going to open up your heart to show compassion and empathy for others. You won't speak Makaru, and you sure ain't going to know who you are. That's a hindrance to you because of your ignorance. They will be susceptible. All religious followers, believers, are susceptible to what? Greed, animosity, anger, jealousy, hatred of what? Their lower selves, and thus they will always be in constant conflict with what? Themselves. The heart and mind ain't on the same page. That's confusion in oneself, and even with others. They said, y'all bad people. Okay? They will repudiate the myths, go against them, talk about them. It's just a myth to teach. What the hell you got a problem with the myth? Or the one who bringing the myth to you? So, again, ignorance. They will repudiate the myth, the teachers of spiritual philosophy. I'm a spiritual philosopher. I taught God. I got God concepts. I got God ideas. I got God proof. Why? I experienced this, so I'm speaking from the heart, Makaru, to help you, and spiritual philosophy of others. And you see them, they see themselves as the followers of truth. I'm a Christian. We know the truth. You're a Christian, you're wrong. I'm a Muslim. Allah is written, black man, blah, 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 blah. Oh, ignorant. And more ignorant. If what you following is working for you, that's all that should matter. And when somebody's believing and think about God, it shouldn't have to bother you. I fellowship with Christians, Muslims, and Jews for that purpose. Why? Because what they believe and follow don't bother me. I can do it with them on the day or celebrate worship with them. When in Rome, you be as the Romans. If you go to the Bible, you go into the Christian church, you become a Christian. All the people I fellowship with in church think I'm a Christian. They don't know I beg to differ or feel different. Why? Because I don't go in and doing that. I go there act accordingly, respectfully. Come on, man. We'll be sorry about that. And y'all believe y'all got the truth. How could you believe you got the truth when we know what you believe is a lie? You just got belief. You ain't got the truth. That's the problem with all religions. It's based on you believing, not knowing. Sorry. All right. Map this up. I got another page of information for you. So when you advance spiritually, become a right thinker, whatever whatever you want, Christian, Muslim, or Jew, but you advance spiritually as an aspirant. Now, who has begun to now you are beginning to unite what the opposites. Now you begin to see beyond the exoteric, the flimsy bullcrap in the beginning, and start to see the real deal. That's what I'm trying to give to you. You go beyond the esoteric form and presentation of all religions. He or she now begins to fully understand that the true object of devotion in all religions, hear me, is the same supreme being of I follow in philosophy, the Buddhists follow in Hinduism. It's all the same God. Allah, you call him, Jehovah, you call him, Christ, you call him. It's still the same. And we all need to understand that shouldn't be a problem. But you know the same, it's all the same supreme being. In its absolute essence, it ain't but one God. Okay? So, no matter what part of the universe the religion may come from, no matter what culture, wherever you at, it is the same God which is being sought through the myths, the stories, the theological concepts, whatever you want to call it, but it's not literal. Okay? Which are all based on specific culture, depending on culture. That's the story that's going to suit the culture and traditions of said cultures. Therefore, you can call God whoever you want. How you worship him, how you honor him, how you live under his will as the Muslim surrender, whatever it is. But that's what gets God's attention, not a whole bunch of jibber jabber. So therefore, the enlightened sage, I ain't got my hat on, sees no contradiction. I just told you I have no contradictions in no religions. In any religion. Calm down, calm down. I freaks out, but I get like this. Sorry. But or in any form of worship, as long as it's moving toward the realization or the transcendental self, aka all forms of worship which fall short of this will not be respected. Religion falls short of all those things as far as I'm concerned. So I have that kind of respect for religion. Put it where it's supposed to be, and I'll leave it there. I detach and have dispassion for that, so I don't get involved. Simple. I ain't got a problem with it. What people do with it ain't got nothing to do with me. Understand that. No disrespect. So Ra even agrees. What? He have to allow himself to be searched and discovered. He about to be undressed. He about to be naked. Okay? She about to see him in all his glory. Okay? So Aset, then she now assumes all of his power and glory. When you study the God or goddess, you get their elements of them, you get the story, you become them. I'm walking Maya, I'm walking Tahuti, I'm Anubis. All those qualities I've mastered within myself, and I can call on them at any given time to use to take care of the situation I'm confronted with. If I need wisdom, I said, okay. So again, this is the possibility for all who seek to discover the truth, aka God, within themselves. That's where it's at, and that's how it's done. In this act of assuming your higher personality is really, in reality, that's the act, you ready? Of becoming who you really are. You know who that is? Haru. The king of what? Himself in the flesh. That's who Christ showed you was. He's the prototype because he followed the same concept of huddle, opening, waking up your spirit, becoming conscious of who you are, and living it. Okay, teaching it, inspiring others. That's what Christ came to do, and y'all still working off him. I know the problem. See, he made his point. I don't want to be dead to get y'all to get my right thing philosophy. No, I want it when I'm here. And my mother said, give me my flowers while I can smell them. My pastor, don't worry about it, right? In 50 years, everybody gonna love you. I won't be here. So loving the spirit, loving the idea don't work for me. Why? I'm the creator of that. So I gotta think about that a little different. All right. But it means that you're breaking the identification that you have with your relative lower egoistic self. If you have a belief system, you bypass that also. So now you are discovering what? Your transcendental higher self, who is Haru. Bam, I keep telling you that. This is the act of what? Becoming an enlightened being. Becoming Haru. Yeah, that's the spirit that's in me and you. So we tell you that. So you ain't got to go outside yourself to be you, to find you. I just gave you a lesson about that. You can't know you going outside of you. Becoming the goal for all right thinkers. I'm going to take this paragraph and close it out. The goal for all right thinkers is right here. Becoming enlightened being does not mean that the practical world comes to an end. No, you still got to be. I didn't go to no temple. I didn't go separate myself to get myself. To find myself. I did it right here in everyday normal. Rather, everybody saw it. They didn't like it. They thought it was funny and strange. But I was doing what I was doing. I didn't give a damn how they thought, what they think. And this is why Aset didn't give a good hoot about nothing. She knew what she wanted. And through having come into this knowledge of Ra and herself, and now having assumed equal power to God, cures him. She cured him and allows him now to continue to sustain the practical relative reality in the same manner a sage, through internally experiencing, having your own mystical experience. All sages have it, and with your higher reality. And it continues to live and exist in this practical world reality, assisting and teaching others. That's what I do. That's the title. So I fit that title. And in making what? Their practical lives easier and helping them to what? Master themselves so that they may have the opportunity to what? Practice, teachers, master them, which would lead them also to what? Spiritual evolution, aka spiritual enlightenment, knowledge of self, to know thyself. But the difference between an ordinary person and the right thinker, an enlightened sage, is that the sage is never bound to the world, humans, emotions, or the negative aspects of the mind, because we took care of the anger, frustration, hatred, greed, jealousy, all the negative satanic qualities. We eradicated them from our personality. We're not inflicted with those nonsensical things that don't do no good for us. We get rid of them. And God gives you a gift. If you don't use that gift, you don't cultivate that gift, he takes it away. Why? I give you to use it. If not, I'm taking it back. You ever give a person a gift, something that they wear and they never wear it? They give me back. I have to give books. I'm taking books back from my son. Yo, man, give me that back. No, okay. No harm, no foul. They don't care. So be careful about that. Again, self-mastery lets you know who you can trust and who you can deal with. I went through that phase. All right. But again, he or she at this level, sage, he or she is always fulfilled. Why? I enjoy my life. I'm living bliss, and my inner peace is so that a sage is always what? Aware of his or her higher identity. I'm always going to be who I know who I am. I've always been P Funk. I've always been pure real. Even when I was ignorant, even when I was doing wrong, I was still real. So the real just always been there. That ain't went nowhere. And ain't going nowhere. That's Haru. That's spirit in me. That's what's real. Hello? Before I got this, I didn't have that concept, but I'm using it. He or she now no longer identifies with what? The limited human ego. So calm down, calm down. Once you rise past your egoness, you are a different person. You up here. You're not down here no more. Okay? So when you rise past your limited human ego, mind, and body, and so therefore you are not no longer, what's this? You're no longer susceptible to the what? The depression or the elations. That roller coaster ride I keep telling you about, smooth it out. Smooth it out. That's what they said. I give it to you all different kind of ways. So the book I presented to you, that's where I got it from. I just put it into you, so I give it to you the way I know it. But the book is telling you, you are not susceptible to the depression or the elation of any kind. A sage sees past his ego mind. Why? Of any kind. A sage sees the ego, see past the ego, mind, and body, as we see our mind and body as tools to carry out what the divine's work. The ego had to be subservient. The ego will work for the divine. You have to put him in that position. He don't know who you are, so you got to let him know, I'm over you. I'm superior to you. That's how you defeat your ego, with goodness, righteousness, and integrity, and virtuosity, selfish service. Those things, selfish people are ego-driven. Those who give selfish service conquers their ego. Humble, okay? But work, you are doing divine work with the Creator. And that is to guide souls, the ignorant souls, to attain spiritual life. That's what I do for you. Bam, 30 minutes, perfect timing. I'm getting good at this 30-minute lesson thing, so I hope you're enjoying it. So if you're looking forward, just give me a half hour of your time. I'll give you enough information that'll take you to the day. Hopefully, I'll be back again in a minute. But right now, I got to go. But I'll be back with the rest. Let me put the little bar here to start back. All right, right thinkers, in closing, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I've never known my right thinkers now who understand a little more about the myth of WRIGHT and Aset have passed away. I hope you're learning this. I'm giving it to you so you can use it. I'll be right back.